And the stream is live. And now we send the post. And then we send the post, and it takes a little bit too long, and then I go to Discord, and I go to all the servers, and I post it in all the servers. And then I go to all the servers, dinner time. And then I go to my last server. Dinner time. Is Wicked for Good a 0 bagger? Okay, let's lock in on this first. Let's see what's up here.
Yeah. Wicked for Good, directed by John M. Chu, starring Jonathan Bailey, Peter Dinklage, Symphony Bavro, and Ariana Grande. Follows Elphaba, future Wicked Witch of the West, and her relationship
Elphaba.
Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. This is the Wizard of Oz sequel. Your thoughts on Wicked?
It's more a reboot than a sequel because it's different. Different focus. So they took the Wizard of Oz. Basically, they turned into some sort of musical production, but new songs. But then they made a movie which didn't have Dorothy, didn't have Toto, and I assumed
what the fuck?
It would get Dorothy and Toto, which are the main characters of the Wizard of Oz. You've all seen the Wizard of Oz, yeah. So who are the main characters? It's not Glinda, it's Dorothy,
Tin Man.
And in the Wicked, the first movie, they did. There's no Toto even. Obviously, you'd recast.
This fucking wig that he's wearing is so gross. He's so crazy. Let me close all my fucking tabs, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Don't look at my tabs. Don't look at my tabs. Ah. Yeah, I was putting it on stream. Welcome, welcome. His father just died. Oh, I had no idea. That's on me. I did not know that his father just died. That's on me, actually. Okay. Fresh pasta. How we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Oh, Tim Heidecker apparently, or whatever. Whatever the hell Velt is saying. Whatever true or untrue thing. Whatever true or untrue thing Velt is saying in chat again. Not a big deal. I'm not worried. Let me get a fork, actually. Yeah, this big fork with the long tines. He ate 100-year-old Mom Pa's brand cream of shrimp soup and died. His name is New Heidecker. Oh, okay. I've never seen any on cinema. I'm sure it's funny. In fact, I would go so far as to say I know it's funny. I just haven't had the chance. Having given myself that opportunity. So, that's on me. So this is what's called Doppio Zero flour. Doppio Zero is 00, and it just means it's the finest grind of flour that you can really get. So it makes really, really good pasta because it is so fine. And we are going to start off with a rough estimate of 100 grams of Doppio Zero per egg. Cooking for me and Cammy, I'm gonna do 2 eggs. Nicole, Maggie, and I watched Nemesis. Yeah, I saw the gifs of that. That did look fun as fuck, actually. Not gonna lie. That did look really, really awesome. Okay, cool. That's that. And when you're doing a well, you're sort of just gonna incorporate flour in from the middle, or if flour is gonna come into the middle. And this is a good way to sort of evenly hydrate what you're working on. With just the right amount of flour at a time. I'm going to keep the bag here to sort of just adjust our moisture level as we start adding to it and making more and more flour and making more dough out of the same moisture, because all the flour has to evenly hydrate and all the eggs have to evenly mix in as well. So this is just a nice way to get you started in the right spot with a lot of moisture going to the right parts of the dough. You can see here a lot of gloopy, actually just straight up wet dough that needs to hit a lot more flour. So now we are going to have to start getting in there with our freaking hands and sort of just like smooshing all that together, breaking up the big clumps of moisture in the dough itself. And you can work in a bowl for this. It doesn't matter too much. It's a little tidier to work in a bowl for this early part, but you can just do well right on the table and then go to friggin' town. That is also super acceptable. I'm just being neat and tidy because I like being neat and tidy when it's easy, and this is about as easy as it gets. I'm just gonna keep working this into the flour until our dough is about as completed as can really be. Scraping off all the bits. Just sort of rub your hands together. The best way to knock all those bits off. And you're going to use your sort of like monstrous large piece of shaggy dough here to sort of just keep picking up all the little parts of dough. Just keep pushing them into themselves. And once you've got basically 90% of it, start dumping it out, because now the bowl is going to restrict your movement a bit. So that's sort of the bowl part. Bowl part's quick, it's easy. And just keep pressing that shaggy dough into the little bits. Doughy and rubbery and wet and I think maybe I will call her. Very cool. Thank you for your 5-stream streak message. And so I'm sort of just like folding this in half and like pressing it through. And I'm just gonna keep doing that. And as we continue to work it, we're going to have the dough become less shaggy. This is the hard part of making pasta, is you do this for like 10 minutes. And you just keep folding her, giving her a good press. Folding her, giving her a good press. Folding her and giving her a good press. Reminds me of someone in my life. Not really, it reminds me of the dough, honestly. Can I be real with you guys? It reminds me more of the dough than anything else. Oh, no, sorry, I mean, it's complicated, I don't know. I think folding is crazy. Yeah, I don't press my massage therapist. If your massage therapist says this about all of her clients, folks, never leave. I don't like adding olive oil. I like keeping it simple egg pasta. My preference. You probably can add olive oil, no problem. Not my preference, that's all. A cat. I guess you could fold a cat. That's true. I don't know. Sounds kind of crazy to me. Oh man, I really enjoyed reading this story in the Toronto Life magazine today about these like fail influencer scammers, like entrepreneur people trying to just very lazily do a murder on a business partner that they had to not pay back. And they did kill the guy. That shit's awesome. Okay, I'm glad you're all caught up on that. That shit's funny as hell. Toronto moment, baby. Most Toronto shit of all time. Alright, so you pretty much got all of our excess flour worked in here. We did lose a little bit of like excess moisture scraps. You can see sort of the things here. But you can see our texture. It's really chewy and shit. And working it up a lot right now is going to be really hard to work with. But we are going to try kneading this still. The locations they were talking about. Hamilton is like fully a different city from Toronto. It is a good couple hours away. I will say I recognize the high school they met at initially by name. Not surprised. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm gonna get all the excess bits out of the way. We're just gonna work with what we got. I think we're at the right moisture point. I'm just gonna keep folding it in half, giving a little rotate, sort of leaning it, like pressing it really hard into the table, folding it in half, pressing it into the table. Who was the Hamilton wrestler? I'm really curious, because I know Kevin Owens is Quebec, right? Or is he a Montreal boy? He's a Montreal boy, I think, right? Ethan Page. Okay, not familiar to me. Okay. You can see we're starting to get to a smoother, more supple texture. I'm gonna give this another little bit of working, and then we'll probably try and round it up and let it rest. Because it's starting, you can feel when you work with dough like this that the gluten is getting so harder to work with. The gluten is getting stiffer because you're working it. And we do want gluten in pasta. It is gonna make the pasta really nice. But if we can't work with it, it's not gonna do a lot for us. We're just gonna tire ourselves out, not accomplishing very much. So I'm gonna try and get this into a nice round. But we can see this texture, where we're pressing it and it springs back really good. That means we've got a good amount of, probably got a really good amount of starting gluten. Gluten. And I'm just gonna sort of work it into around here. And sort of get it shoved into a nice little puck. But this outside texture, this has an unmistakably smooth feel to it that is so nice. And if we think we need to knead it a bit more, we can just do that later. But I think it is time to rest it, and then we'll start trying to pass it through the machine once it has rested. So step one, complete. Let me take these away. Grab a bench scraper, grab some paper to wrap it up in. Because this pasta's moisture is so dependent on just the eggs, its moisture is also really a delicate thing. And if we lose any moisture to it sitting around, we will be fucked. It will be very bad. So as soon as my hands are more or less free of schmutz and flour and things of that nature, I'm gonna get some cling film and wrap it up really nice and snug and leave it at room temp. I'm not gonna put it in the fridge. I'm gonna leave it at room temp. This is not a very temperature sensitive recipe, and so far as like room temp is fine and it's not really gonna do anything. But it is definitely a moisture sensitive recipe, so the open air is not going to be friends with it. That last UFC clip, I think so. I might need some refreshing. I have been trying to keep up with the clips you sent me. I do find them very entertaining. Let me grab that bench scraper. Just to give a little tidy here. Alright, cool. She spun the hell around. Yeah, that was, you had like a girl Yukio Mishima who was your wrestler, am I correct? Or is that something different, or? We'll dry nubbins, I don't need extra flour going down my drain. So I'm gonna start getting the prep ready for our awesome sauceum. Keeping it pretty simple today. I got some pancetta. I got some mushrooms. And we're gonna have a little bit of garlic and onion as well. Probably half an onion. She's Mishima from Tekken. That's cool. I know the Tekken characters. I know them so well. I didn't know that Reina's name was Mishima. That's funny to me. Heihachi's secret daughter. I would say Heihachi's name Mishima. That's actually crazy. I only just realized that. Is that why he flipped out? Heihachi Mishima was like a normal, happy guy. Harada named him after Yukio Mishima. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, is that actually true, or is that just true in my heart? Take the skin off your pancetta here. For the sauce, I'm just doing like classic. I don't know. I find with fresh pasta, the sauce should just be nice and simple. You want like a nice pasta. You want the pasta flavor to come through, honestly. Mushrooms are always a classic for that. Mushrooms are also nice and gentle. They're not gonna like jack up your texture too much. So I find that mushrooms are a great staple, and then just building a nice sort of like pretty classic pan sauce around that, really good way to go. Okay, Veld, are you fucking with me? This is crazy. Are you actually? Is that actually fucking true? It's not true, right? I am not fucking with you. That means you're fucking with me. If only there was a second person who played Tekken who could confirm or deny this as an act of benevolence. Alright, that's gonna be... we're gonna start rendering out all this stuff. This one's a bit big. Yeah, just gonna throw these all around. Yeah. And now, expert technique. Don't get anything dirty without letting go of your knife. Beast mode. I'm gonna go for the slightly smaller onion half today. Okay, now I don't believe any of this. I also don't know who Kazuya is, so this is officially lost on me, but I'm sure this is funny as fuck if you know Tekken. I'm actually telling you the truth. Okay. 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 Okay, whatever you say. No, I know Kazuya turns into a purple devil. I've seen that. The purple devil is called child abuse? Question mark. We'll wipe off of our working surface here. I'm just so disappointed that you would go to all this trouble of lying to me. But I suppose I have no choice but to believe you for this time being. Jin coming to terms with the fact that he's related to both Kazuya and Hihachi, even though he hates it and he can't run away from it. Okay, it's sounding more believable, I have to say. Ugh. Got a little onion eyes. Yeah, as you can see, after resting just a little bit, we're already getting a lot more supple here. I'll probably chop up the garlic and the mushrooms and get those ready to go. And then I'll hop back in and get a bit more kneading in until the texture is more where I want it to be. And then give it a more proper, like, full rest. And then we can set that damn machine up while it's resting and we'll start looking at rolling out that pasta. I was tempted to just, like, not use a pasta roller and be like, you can hand roll it if you want, but I'm not gonna fucking lie to you guys. It's a lot better if you have a pasta roller. And I'm just sort of remembering roughly how it goes, so let's not fuck around here too much. Nice thin sliced garlic here. I like it a little bit chunky. I like the garlic flavor and texture. What can I say? I like the texture and flavor of garlic, okay? Who's gonna freak out? Who's gonna cancel me? I don't care how much they try and malign our people with that Goodfellas movie, if you could even call it that. But it is true. I'm not gonna shy away from that. Our beautiful, beautiful garlic. And we can smell and hear our bacon sputtering away. Obviously, if you're making this at home, you don't have to use pancetta. It's just obviously really nice and awesome if you do have it. I am gonna add just a hoot of olive oil just to get us going here. But also pretty optional. I'm just sort of speeding along the process a bit out of impatience. In order to overcome the legacy of his bloodline, is to accept that he is Kazuya's son first, but recognizes that it doesn't mean he's cursed the same fate of being a whole person. Note this after he killed 75% of Earth during Tekken 6. That's a little big ass percent of Earth. That's crazy. For the creminis, I'm just trimming the butts off them from the store, and then I'm going to give them a nice little wipe down to get rid of that excess dirt. And if you're wondering, you can use button mushrooms as well. I just like creminis because the color's nice and they cost the fucking same as buttons around here, because they are the same as button mushrooms. They're not a different, they're not even a different varietal. They're just the ones that are brown. So yeah, not a biggie whatsoever. Let's get this sitting here. Yeah, everyone just gets a little wipey poo. Tossing these around in the meantime. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that Wicked 2 is in the news because it does just mean that I Have Been Changed for Good is stuck in my head all the time now. And now I feel like I begrudgingly feel like I have to watch it just to sort of excise that demon from me, even if but temporarily. This one's got a little mucky muck on it. Alrighty. My bacon is smelling very niceys and highly rendered. And I am going to use this time, turn the fan on a little bit, and we'll toss in our garlic and onion. And I am not going to add any salt to this for a little bit because we got that pancetta and that stuff is salty. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit here. Beautiful. Okay. So look, interesting. I just cut the mushroom, right? It's already starting to react to being exposed to air. That's the thing about mushrooms. It's really just that they're air sensitive. Everything else is fine and can be overcame. Oh, it's going well. Welcome from Italy. Welcome. Greetings to you, my friend, from gorgeous Toronto. It's going okay. I got my dough sort of preliminary resting here. It's been a long time since I made some fresh pasta. It's been a minute. So I'm just sort of going after it from memory here. I got my dough resting on the far counter there. You can probably just see it. I got my doppio zero. You know, nothing crazy at all. And we're just doing a little fettuccine with a little mushroom. Probably gonna finish it off with some white wine. Do a little beurre blanc. Or like a fake beurre blanc. I have some excess white wine. I'm gonna make a nice sauce out of that with the mushrooms once they render out niceys in the pan here. So I've just got them a little rough slice on the mushrooms. Nothing crazy. My signature phrase, nothing crazy. Pancetta. This one really big ass piece of onion that slipped through. I'm just gonna take this out. Thing's annoying me. Pissing me off. I worked in a lot of kitchens. I'm currently not working in any kitchens, but I have done quite a bit of work in the city. Never anything actually Italian. I did a lot of fish and meat work actually. I did a lot of butcher shop stuff. But the fish market is what I missed the most probably. I really enjoyed the fish. Not that we get the best product selection here. It's pretty limited, but you know, it was a lot of fun. That's looking about rendered and starting to get a little browny. I don't want it to get too caramelized. That sweetness is gonna go pretty crazy. So I'm gonna just sort of dump in the mushrooms now. And it is at this point that I will add some salt, which I left by the pasta. And a little pepper. Alright, and the mushrooms are going to take a nice amount of time to just render out here, which is going to give us a nice amount of time to, yeah, filleting fish, sorry, a little dust on the camera. Filleting fish feels so damn good. People don't get that. So after the first little sort of like come together here, I think it needs a bit more kneading to get to a little bit of a smoother texture. So I'm going to give it some love here. I think probably not more than 2 or 3 minutes of this will give us a nice texture, a nice smooth surface, but you can see now that all the flour is rehydrated, it's really nice. It's coming together again. And I don't want to work up too much more gluten. I just want that nice surface to sort of like, see, it still springs back from a press, but I still have these like slight lumps. I want to work out a little bit of that. I'm going to work that out just a little bit. And then any other kneading that's going to happen is going to come from our machine, which I found today in my roommate's possessions. She said go for it, and so I cleaned it off. Yeah, it's a real one, man. It's a classic. This shit, I think the original box we still have rocking around, and it is properly pretty old. I have worked with newer ones before, but this one I think is actually from the 90s straight up. So, pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool. My nonna never had a pasta machine growing up. She always did, I don't know, like I love my family so much, but my Italian family, they honestly were not adventurous cooks at all. So I did learn some stuff from them, but I've learned a lot of stuff from other places too. All right. All right, I'm gonna give this another little resty poo, and then we'll probably start rolling it out soon, which is very exciting. Alrighty. Wrap that right back up. Okay, and now that moisture is going to continue to rehydrate everything. Let's actually see if we can get this. Let me go stir the mushrooms. And then we'll see if we can get that machine set up in a way that makes sense and looks nice and is going to work for us. I think I might want a little bit of a higher heat for the mushrooms, but I'm also going to be stepping away to work on something else. So I kind of don't want to. I don't want it to go too crazy here. They definitely are giving off some moisture. Oh, hey, baby. Yeah, I'm just sauteing out the mushrooms. I'm gonna start setting up the pasta roller. And let's see. I want to crank the crank. I want to be here. I haven't gotten to use a lot of modern electric ones. I used to work in the place in Toronto that did quote-unquote traditional, classic Italian pastas, all hand-rolled and stuff. Oh wait, no, it hooks into the side thing here. That's right. That's right. I remember now. And they had like a bronze cut press for like fancier shapes and stuff. Oh no, I'm on a prep table, so it's gonna be like, I think it wants to be like here, but my rim here is so tiny, see that? So I don't want it to fuck up too bad. I'm gonna try doing this. See if we can get some nice contact on this little thin ridge here. That should be good for us actually, might be good for us to go. Okay, that feels snug. I'm gonna call that nice and snug. And on this end, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're on the widest setting, which is nice. Yeah, no, I used to work in an Italian place that was, they had like a proper like bronze, like a bronze die cut machine for like doing fancier shapes and stuff. I never got to play with it too much, but I still keep in touch with all the guys who did, and it was a really cool machine, so sick. But yeah, when you got the time to hand roll it, it is awesome. So this is how you roll out your pasta. So you're gonna have a lot of settings. You can see, I'm gonna turn the wheel here, and it's gonna get tighter and then wider. And so we're gonna go on our widest setting here, and we're gonna just sort of flatten this out into like a little bit of a rectangle shape. And we're gonna get this on here. We're gonna try and pass this through one time. And it is gonna be a bit of a push. This is gonna be the one hardest step here. But just be really gentle and patient with it. Oh, it is pinched clean off. That's okay, we will be working with this. Okay, so not a great first pass, lots of tearing, but we're going to fold that puppy right back up. A smaller piece first. Yeah, I'm doing fettuccine. It's been a while. We'll probably just we'll do two parts here. We'll do two halves. This is about 2 eggs worth, so probably doesn't hurt to do more than one part. All right, so we're gonna try this again. Okay, it's going. Oh yeah, way better, way better. All right, way less tear out, still could be better. So we're gonna do our little book folds. Fettucine, welcome Saffron, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're about to knock over the whole table. This is the thing with those hand cranks, right? The hand clamps. They clamp it to the table, but it's never a hundo P. So just be careful. Always be careful when you're doing this. The rolla. I'm noticing a little bit of crap getting into the pasta from the machine, which is a little unfortunate because I did clean it out pretty good, but I'm not surprised. This thing is on the older side. I am led to believe it has not been used in many, many years. Any art supplies? Oh, a pencil. Okay, we're making nice fond. We're getting nice and brown on here. And we're getting a lot of the moisture out. I will turn it down. That's a crazy crust. Look at that. Look at that texture on that. That's awesome. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different here. I really don't want this shit to get caught in my food, and it looks like it's just like bits of like schmutz and dirt and stuff. Put some flour in the machine. Yeah, it's truth. This is one of those old ass machines where you're not supposed to ever put water in it, so all the cleaning has to come from just like using it properly and shit. Okay, well, we're getting nice passes now, at least. That's cool. I'm gonna do one more book fold on this bundle and then probably try and get rocking here, I think. I got sort of caught in the edge and tore it up a little bit again. What a shame. Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to like the staining and the refuse there, I really think that this might just be a sacrificial ball of dough, actually. I don't feel comfortable eating none of that at this point. But I will use it to pass through a bit more and try and clean out the machine. And if I stop getting like fresh bits of like crap in it, I will probably be happy then. So I think it's good that we're practicing from fucking nothing. And that was about half our dough, so I'll just make up some more and it'll be good. But like, oh man. This is the real experience, guys. This is the real problem solving in real time for you. It says, Mallory, for you. I think I am no longer seeing any fresh marks on the outside of the dough here. So I might be happy to say that was our cleaning dough, and I'm gonna say we're good to go. So I think we're okay now. So unfortunately, I am gonna straight up throw this out for health concerns. But I'm quite happy with that being how we clean the pan. That's okay with me. I will live with that. I will live with that. This is getting to be a nice spot, and I can smell, like you can see we got some unbelievably beautiful browning on some of these mushrooms, but I can smell the pan is taking on a lot of nice color. And I really don't want it to go too much further. I'm gonna turn this thing way down while we get a second little quantity of dough out here. One more egg. Let's get the scale back out and get another slightly smaller bowl. Perfect. I gotta ask, is some percentage of these streams to you guys sort of like the Japanese dude who like lives in squalor? Is that some of the appeal, or am I like a normal person to you? Genuine question, no wrong answers. 100 grams, perfect. And we'll get a bit more salt. Another pinch of salt out. I'm only asking that because sometimes I feel like that when I do stuff like this. When I'm like, you know, clown choosing my way into something I haven't done in like 5 years. You are my friend. That's actually true. That's actually true. Thank you. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna grab a little pinch of salt, take it with me. Shablam. Oh, the art hoes are talking about art in my chat. Oh, I'm so honored. Okay, I think that's time to wipe all that off. Yeah. Come on, fork. Give up your secrets, fork. I'm not gonna bother removing this guy because it's already in the spot where I want it, and it's annoying to move as we've seen, so I'm just gonna try and sort of cope here as we try and like coax as much dry ingredients into our flour here just like before, turning the bowl fully on its side so I can just access all parts of it, access all areas. Hey. I gotta listen to that album again. I really fucked with that album when it came out. All about ass. Yeah, AAA? Yeah, I call that batteries. Alright, let's get a bunch of little shreds off of here. All about that ass, no areas. Is this anything? The mating call of the aging millennial. Is this anything? Shows you my wedding ring. This one actually seems to hydrate a lot better than the other batch we did. I think just the smaller quantities are easier to track. But I'm quite happy. This one feels really good really quickly, so that's cool. Oh, it's all coming back to me now, baby. Call me Celine Dion. Alright, we're gonna make our nice ball here. We're gonna knead it until we kind of can't knead it no more. Just like before, you know, trying to work through and get all the flour to touch all the liquid. Try and get about as hydrated as it's gonna be. And we're getting that nice pliable outside texture here. It's actually looking really good. Mopping up any extra flour we can get off this thing. That's probably gonna be all of our dry material there. Yeah, you know, the dry material, bracket flour with a little bit of salt, you know, nothing crazy. All right, so this we're gonna have to rest off for a bit now, but it's honestly looking really nice. So that's cool. Let's try this son of a gun and seeing if our machine is fully clean. I don't see any schmutz in here. I think I might have pulled it out in time. Oh, I see a little bit of schmutz in there. Okay. Okay. Alright, so same deal as before. Actually, before we get too stuck in here, I'm gonna just sort of get the worst of the excess off my hands, and then oh, pardon me. Give our mushrooms a really big, awesome stir. Yeah, so these are happy to sit at very, very low heat. That's fine. I'm actually fine with that. Cool. Okay. Alright, we're gonna flatten that thing out. Was the pasta cleaner dirty? Yeah, so basically, I did everything I could from the outside with that toothbrush that I got. Clean toothbrush. I went to the store and I bought a toothbrush just to dry clean the pasta machine. And when I was passing dough through, I was getting like these gray streaks all over it. And I read the manual and it said to use a sacrificial piece of dough to clean it for your first time using it out of the manufacturer. And I think that's also good advice for a machine that hasn't been used at home in several years. So I think as of now, half of my first batch of dough I just threw out basically. The sacrificial dough. And now that I've got this nice material here, I want all these little dry bits out of my way. I don't want to pick up too much texture from those random dry scraps. But now we can see we're getting pass-throughs that don't have any of that gray smearing on them, so I'm gonna say we're actually clean now. And so yeah, we're just gonna do little book folds here. The idea is to make really nice even edges and that everything in the center will get filtered out to the sides. And you're gonna crank so slowly, wickedly slow, wickedly slow. We don't want it to tear. Yeah, so very lopsided here, but that's okay. Just sort of like folding it back up until it looks kind of nice. Giving a little like, little snugness here. And passing it through, maintaining a pretty consistent width now, so we're getting to like a nice pliability. And I think I'm gonna do one more of these and then we'll start tightening it down. Ah, a little bit of crud here. fuck, I really don't want to eat the crud, man. I really don't want to eat the crud, I'm sorry. I'll be tearing off all crud on site, and then that second pass should be okay. Man, tricky stuff. A little bit of crud here. Okay. Alright, probably our final book fold, and then if we get a no crud pass, I'm gonna call it and we'll start tightening down. A little bit of tear out and no crud in sight. Okay, cool. So now they're actually tightening it. We're gonna start going one down, folding it just into the center here, because I just want to match the width of my extrusion so that I'm getting a nice uniformly wide piece of dough coming through. And because we're tightening it down, this is gonna get a little hard while we are just smoothing out our final width here. I'm gonna pass that through again. Oh my god, give my table a big fucking shake. Like calling you crud eater. Can you grow up? For real. Don't talk to me like that. Nah, JK, I've kind of earned it with this one, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, okay, we're getting really clean passes now. Loving this. So now we're gonna go in one more time. That was a bad pass because I sort of wrinkled it a little bit. But you see we're getting nice, clean, smooth dough. Some days you will feed on a dough crud. I'm gonna do just one last book fold. I just want a nice clean pass. That's all I want, one clean pass. I'm gonna do one more three fold here, sort of press the air out of this little package before it goes through, and just back to the biggest setting one last time. One more pass. I don't want no torn edges. I don't want no bullshit. No more fucking bullshit on that one. Pinch it off. It's okay. Okay. Okay, we're getting pretty smooth passes now. I'm gonna say there's a stupid little two-thighed dog outside. I love that you call Pomeranians two-thighed dogs because of the porn artist that we like on Twitter. That's really beautiful, sweetie pie. So now we're just going one thinner on every pass. There's an artist called Tutai who draws the women from Girls Band Cry fighting each other a lot. And usually as dogs, or sometimes as dogs, or usually as dogs, honestly. Cammy's favorite thing is to just call all those dogs two-tie dogs now. And she's not wrong, they are the two-tie dogs, but you know. Okay, we're getting a nice thickness now on these passes. This is looking really niceies. Oh, and look at how long our dough is getting. So cool, so cool. And we're gonna do our tightest setting here. And on our finest setting, we shall don't fold over yourself, stay straight. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, that's looking pretty nice, guys. Come on now, come on. That's looking pretty good. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So now, here's what we do, okay? We're gonna, okay, phone's going out of the way. Sorry, guys. We're gonna do a little bit of this. We're gonna fold that thing in half. Do a little bit of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. We're sort of just gonna do that. And that can live underneath our protective cling film for now. While I do the other part. I DM'd you the two-tie dog creep shot. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see it. Okay, cool. Okay, that might be about good for this little dough ball here. Who you calling dough ball? Get it to be a little round. Until get it under there. This is gonna, no, I'm gonna leave that out actually. I'll get rid of this for now. God, I hope that genuine Italian guy didn't get fucking mad at me when he saw how bad I handled the fucking dough in the roller. That was embarrassing. Whatever. I got a little towel. And just fold that in half, and that's looking really good. Cool, okay. Okay, I'm liking that. I think from this point on, rolling out the second part of dough should be a lot easier. We shouldn't get any crap on it at all, which is great. Really exciting for me. Someone who doesn't enjoy crap on the food. And I'd like to start sort of building up my sauce now. So I'm gonna go a little bit of white wine and do my deglaze. So let's crank this heat up a little bit, get it sort of really rocking and rolling now. Get the pan nice and hot. We'll do a big deglaze of the white wine. Get a bunch of butter in there. My mental model for this is like beurre blanc, but not strict in any meaningful way. Cool. Let's get this all full of water. Oh, getting a little bit of camera pain today. It's really wrapping my ears hard. Let's see a picture of this fucking dog. Oh yeah, this dog is kind of crazy looking. You guys see that dog? Yeah, it's kind of funny looking. Alright, that's probably enough water. Getting kind of hot in the pan again. Give that a couple minutes and we'll go. Okay, cool. And we're gonna reach a nice boil with that. So you know what? I'm gonna get these out of here. Yeah, it's time to finish off these chives. Know what I'm saying? Christmas dog. Yeah, that is a very Christmas dog, it must be said. So we're gonna reduce our wine down like crazy now. I think I have some milk with which to finish, not cream. I might do a bit of that, we'll see. But that has to reduce first either way. How's our dough feeling? Nice and pliable? Cool. Okay, we're gonna get rocking with this guy. So I'm probably gonna turn the water on now, just so it's ready to go. Let me grab you guys, take you back over here. We're in super multitask mode now, but it should be good. We're gonna start with just one of these. Be sure you turn it back to the lowest setting, the most open setting, or else you will have a fucking bad time. Kid in culinary school damn near broke one of the machines this way. So trust me when I say. Okay, and remember, it's okay to blow out the entire machine and all the dough and stuff because we're trying it out, we're learning, so it's okay. But we're gonna do this, we're gonna do a couple more passes with the book fold, just to sort of get our dough layers all locked in and stuff. And you want to send the fat guy in first so that it doesn't like sort of balloon out towards the back. As close to a uniform thickness as possible. I didn't mention that before, it's because I just remembered it now. We're still getting little schmutzes here and there. I'm sure that after enough use it'll stop happening. I think for now it's just that nice like fresh iron, which is good for you. It's looking pretty good. Let's go look at our wine. She is reducing. She is reducing. All right, cool. It's happening. I'm gonna pass this through like 3 more times. Oh, gonna fold it over on itself by accident. I would like that to be fixed. I'm gonna feed it in wrong as a prank to myself. Sort of fold that again, and we'll just sort of reshape our pasta again. You can overwork pasta doing this. It is fairly forgiving as far as doughs go, but it definitely can happen, so don't get too willy-nilly with this like I'm doing. I'm doing this for educational purposes. You guys have no excuse or whatever, so just be aware of that. Let's give this one more little passy pass. Okay, I'm liking this shape now. Another little passy pass. Gonna go down one step. Yeah, I'm struggling to get all this dirt off. This is crazy. All right. Okay. And one tighter. Lol. Okay, cool. It's looking pretty good, honestly. It is important to sort of like coax it into and out of the machine when it starts getting this delicate, because if it gets caught on stuff, it will be harder to work with, and it will be liable to tearing, etc. So sort of when you think you've got enough left to let go of it and start getting the rest out from under it. This is harder to do by yourself. It's pretty easy with second person, but it's not impossible to do by yourself. So if you are doing it that way, just be really mindful. Also, go slow. You can just go slow with this stuff, it's fine. I like doing the little back of the hand drape so you don't get as many finger marks like that. I'm just coaxing it in here. And when I think I've got it, I'm gonna try and coax it out again, same deal. I wanna make sure it's not, ooh, hee. Honestly, Cami, I'd love to do this with you sometime, but for today, I'll make it happen, I promise. And that is our beautiful sheet of dough. Looking pretty good, right, everybody? Looking pretty good. Okay, so that should be it for our rolling here. And I'm just gonna sort of get this in a state where I can start flouring it for transport. Fold that thing over. Alrighty. That's enough for that. Boom, boom, boom. Bring this back over. Okay, and we have over-reduced our wine. They said it couldn't happen. They were wrong. All right, so splash of milk in there. And then I'm gonna start throwing knobs of butter in this thing. First things first, let's get this sort of sorted. And I don't need my pasta to be that long, so we're gonna sort of probably half all these guys. This is also where, if you're being like a nicey nice fuss bucket about it, you'd probably trim your edges to be like flush, but I'm not concerned about that. I want to not waste our beautiful pasta, so I'm gonna just sort of fold this up like that, and like that, and like that. And for here, I'm just gonna fold this up sort of like that. And like that, and like that. Just going down, cutting them all. So nice. And you sort of jumble them all apart. Yay, 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 yay. So nice. Oh, so niceies. Don't try and tear them or anything, obviously. Just try and be nice. Boom. But yeah, I don't like, I'm not really good at using those like knife, like those pasta cutter attachments on the machines. I should definitely practice, but I mean, hey, I guess I'll probably have to clean that one a lot first before I actually want to use anything in it, so. You can really just use a knife, just make sure you knock everything loose at the end. I probably am not going to fold it as many times on these ones. I'll use the whole length of the blade, because the more folding, obviously the more unraveling you have to do, and it's a bit of a fuss, so. You know, be smart about it, as they say. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely do not fold it that many times. That was a big waste of my time. Okay, the heat's got to come down on this guy. First right in half. Beautiful. And then couple nice folds here. This one, same deal. Yeah, a little loosey-goosey, a little loosening and goosening, if you will. Beautiful. That one turned out a little bit crappy. Let's trim that edge off a bit. Alrighty. Now their little tossy toss here. And our water is starting to go, which is great. Keep lengthening out our sauce so it doesn't burn on us. Just keep adding water in that pan. The water will continue to work out and evaporate and reduce down. And we have our fully boiling, ready salted water. So I think we're just about ready for our fresh pasta to go in. Let me just finish tossing this guy. Looks about good to me. Okay, cool. And you know what? No soldier left behind. I don't care how pathetic and small you are. The U.S. cock-shaming sergeant or whatever. I don't even know. I got nothing. I'm so locked in on pasta brain right now, guys. But the water is full boil in the water and just dump them in. And get them a little nudge, keep nudging them apart. Unlike dry pasta, this is not going to be giving off a horrifically huge amount of starch. So you won't need to stir this to keep everything from sticking to the pot. You just sort of want to nudge this around to keep it from sticking to itself and its friends. It's sort of the main villain here. Now I'm going to get big knob of butter into the pan. Probably a little more. Big knob of butter. Yeah, that's the stuff. Sergeant Lilith, thank you, sweetie. Thank you for remembering how to finish my joke. Because I couldn't figure it out. Wipe that off. I'm gonna knock off most of the raw flour on here. Okay, we got a nice big raft of loose pastas floating about. So nice. So nice and so clean. And fresh pasta cooks really quickly. It cooks very quickly, guys. So this is probably gonna take like 2 or 3 minutes. But basically, I think as soon as the butter is melted here, I'm gonna pull it out. And that's how you make a nice sauce with the butter. Beautiful. I think this might be a tongs, actually. This might be a tongs affair. Sergeant Lilith commanding her platoon to engage in supply procuring mission in the Boylands. True. That's actually true as hell. Thank you, sweetie pie. I'm gonna eat this. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, baby. Did I get overzealous and make too much pasta? Yes. Was it worth it? Yup. You guys, no noodle left behind. Let's go, baby, let's go. Oh shit, oh shit. Alrighty, I think that's gonna be... I think that's pasta, baby. I better hear Cammy stomping down the way like a dog in a cartoon pretty soon. Alright. Hashtag no leprechaun's green penis mission. Hey, baby.
I don't like you comparing me to a dog.
Sorry, baby. I said cartoon dog, so it's not like it's a real comparison. Look, I made fresh pasta. How much would you like? Okay. And some mushrooms, that's right. And some chives. And I think some Parmesan or some pecorino would be nice as well. Oh, we might be out.
We have some.
Oh, we have some. We have some.
We have some.
Okay, everybody. Hope you enjoyed watching me make fresh pasta. A little bit of trial and error, you know, new machine. Health and safety, stuff like that. If we get sick, I'll let you know. And if we don't get sick, I won't let you know. So, assume all good until otherwise told. I'm just gonna put all the rest of the pasta in my bowl, sweetie. If you want a little bit more, you just pull it out of my bowl. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Why would you get sick? Because I think that I was cleaning little bits of shit out of the old pasta machine, and that's why I was pulling out little black bits and little gray streaks and stuff. But I whatever, it'll be fine. Who cares? It's fine. Thanks for watching.